right, cool. Okay. To save me talking for 2 minutes and to get me out of this sort of like pit that I'm currently in, Holly, you have 2 minutes to talk about Monsternado.
Excellent.
Monsternado.
Thank you. Right, I'm primed and ready. Get my timer going. And Monsternado, film set in Florida. Not entirely sure why. There are tornadoes, except they're water spouts, and apparently the weather forecast need to report on it. And it's funny at this time of year, except it's not clear why it's funny at this time of year. There's a scientist who looks like Matt Damon, who's eaten lots and lots of burgers. It's not Matt Damon, but his character's name is Matt, which helps in remembering who he is. And he then gets betrayed by somebody else who steals the information that he's been presenting to the military. But you don't need to worry because that guy ends up dying because his plane gets taken down by a pterodactyl. Um, he ends up in this hotel. I'm not sure why he's in this hotel. In this hotel are also three women who are dressed up as prostitutes and are apparently from the CIA, Interpol, and somewhere else. And I wasn't sure if they were actually meant to be agents or pretending to be agents because they acted so badly. And I hate to say this, but one of them might have been in drag, but they weren't. And they were trying to capture a criminal who they did, but I don't know why they needed to be undercover as prostitutes because they could have done that without it. But they got him and they went downstairs in the building and the security guard was locking the building and said nobody could go out. And then they said, oh no, some people want to go out. So some people are allowed out, but he locked the doors and nobody could get back in. And the building was designed to survive a hurricane after Katrina. So people went outside and then there were pterodactyls. And then they stayed in the hotel, everybody else. And then one of the agents stayed downstairs for reasons to protect them from the giant crabs. And I still don't know why there were giant crabs. And somehow the giant crabs made it into the building. And she shot somebody in the head and then she got killed by the giant crabs. And I've only got 17 seconds yet. So we end up with a megalodon, more giant crabs. It turns out the security guard was actually the founder of all of the torture practices at Guantanamo Bay. And when he was about to torture the bad guy, he got taken out through the window by a pterodactyl. And another guy managed to safely radio the military who sent in planes, but I don't know who he was or why he radioed the military. And he said he wasn't going to make it and he didn't because he was on the top of a car that was being circled by sharks and a shark jumped over it and ate him. And then there was a giant octopus that was climbing the outside of a building and that was taken down by, I think, possibly fighter jets, but I'm not sure. And I don't know why the fighter jets were really there. And it was very difficult to follow. But everybody died except the people who didn't die. And there were planes and it looked like it was probably filmed on an iPhone. 2.5 minutes.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Monsternado? And no, I still don't know why it happened or what the science was, but the scientists said a thing. And this is why I had to talk about it. Because now I feel better.
Where do I get this film?
I will do my best to arrange access for you because you have to see it.
About eaten by a giant crab. I just need to see that.
It's just, oh, there's a crocodile or an alligator. I don't know where it came from, why it was there. I don't know where the sharks came from either, and I really don't know why Megalodon smashed through a wall, but it did.
Okay,
In some tunnels.
Thank you for that, Holly.
Do you feel better now?
That's cheered me up. That's cheered me up. But seriously.
And this is why I watch these films, so you guys don't have to, and you get a 2.5 minute précis.
But what I will say is, I still apologize for bringing this film. I still apologize to the world for bringing this film to your attention.
You've all had to hear 2.5 minutes about what actually happened.
What a great 2.5 minutes that was as well.
Oh, and I have more
Crabs,
lined up yet.
megalodons.
It's just kind of like every now and then it was just kind of like, and there was a pterodactyl, and there was a pterodactyl, and there was another pterodactyl.
I don't know why there were pterodactyls either. This was never really made clear. I mean, it might have been, but I stopped paying attention because it was too stupid. So I'd keep tuning back in and go, what?
I think they had the pterodactyl button on the video effects machine, so just kept hitting the pterodactyl button.
I am almost 100% positive that that's the case.
And like, pterodactyl!
And the octopus. The octopus was extraordinary. It's the worst CGI I have ever seen in my life.